Hey everyone. Hello, hello. Happy Sunday night. Happy Sunday night. Streaming to you live from Fort Myers, Florida, where the hurricanes are gone and we still remain. So happy to be with you. This is my last stream from Fort Myers until April. In the meantime, I will be streaming to you live from South Africa starting next week on Saturday morning. I'll remind you again at the end of this stream. But for now, I have perhaps the most important message to give you tonight that you will get maybe all week and maybe actually forever. I'm not sure, but it's so powerful and so good. And not because I say so, but because it's just the way that it is. So I'm just so happy you're here with me tonight and I can share it with you. So if you're here, please check in. You can make a comment. You can say hello to me and I can say hello back to you. David is here. Hi, David. For those of you who are new to me, if you're seeing this for the first time, my name is Denise Schubert, Reverend Denise Schubert. I am an ordained science of mind minister, a metaphysician for many, many, many years, practicing these principles and living a life that is way better than it was before I was doing all of that. And so I'm here. We come together on Sunday nights, on Sunday Night Alive, to discuss spiritual ideas, to step out of the world of effects and forms and conditions and circumstances, to come together to remember our role in the circumstances, to remember what's important about our lives. That's what I just want to, listen, I'm just like you. I live in the world. I have neighbors. I go grocery shopping, and the world is in such a tenuous, fearful place, stressed out place, that I cannot think of anything better that we should be doing on a Sunday night together than to remember the truth that sets us all free. And so welcome tonight. So welcome. I'm so happy to be here with you. Let me just take a moment to speak a word of blessing on all of us. To bless something is simply to declare it to be sacred, to be holy, to be beyond, as metaphysicians, we work in the field of beyond physical. I mean, obviously, there's physicality, right? We have bones, we have blood, we have brains, we have a beginning and an end. But as metaphysicians, I believe, and I think most of you who are with me on a regular basis believe that there is more to us than that. There's more to life than that. And so we take a moment to bless our time together, to call it good, to actually kind of in our topic for tonight. I can't wait to see the good that comes from our being together for 30 minutes tonight. And so I just invite you to take a breath. I invite you to pause at the end of your weekend to release anything on your heart, anything that's troubling you, any fears you have, anything, to come right here, right now, with me and with each other on the invisible side of life in consciousness. And to know that as we do this, that we remember that we are cradled, we are held, we are backed up by some really kind of unknowable, but nonetheless real power and presence of wisdom and intelligence and beauty and love. And so it is that which connects us to one to another, whether you're on the stream tonight, whether you watch it next week, whether you watch it 10 years from now, matters not. We are connected in consciousness. And so I bless our time together tonight, calling it good, knowing that we are touched by each other, and that we allow something to emerge in our consciousness tonight that contributes not only to the quality and quantity of our own lives, but to the world we live in. Oh, accept this with me, and so it is. Amen. Amen. So once again, welcome everyone. I can see Jan and Lonnie are joined with me. There are others here who are not, who haven't put your name in there, but that's okay. I'm speaking to all of you. I welcome all of you. I'm just so happy you're here. I'm happy. I am in the throes, I have to tell you. So I'm leaving Tuesday for South Africa for really a total of 6 months. I do come back for a couple of weeks in January, but I'm still going to continue streaming once I get back on Saturday mornings, just not to confuse the issue too much. But I am not only packing, but I have renters who are renting my house while I'm gone. So have you ever looked at your house through the eyes of a stranger who's going to be walking into your house and expecting to be here for a month? It's like I have been cleaning cracks and crevices with toothbrushes and bleach and oh my God. So I don't, my house has never been cleaner when I've lived in it. So I look forward to coming back to all of this order and harmony. There's something about this I really like. At any rate, our topic tonight is I can't wait to see the good. I can't wait to see the good that comes of this. This is our topic. I cannot wait to see the good that comes from this. Now, what's the this? Well, here's the thing. My goal is that this becomes a mantra for your life tonight. I wish to impart this to you, to live every moment saying to yourself, I can't wait to see the good that comes from this. And I don't care what it is. It could be, right now, the world, my world, the United States, certainly, I don't know about other countries, but I'll tell you about South Africa in about a week. But at least for us, people are so full of fear, so full of divisiveness, so full of conflict. It's so fearful, so stressed out. And we, as metaphysicians, you and I, as metaphysicians beyond the physical, have the tools to create something different. So I really want to engage with you as partners tonight, and I want to give you this mantra that you can use for the smallest and the biggest things. I cannot wait to see the good that comes from this. Now, something, regardless of what is going on, something good can and will come of it. No exceptions. There are no exceptions. And that's what we're really exploring tonight as we move through this. I love this quote by Rumi. He says, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. That is why we're here. So we are here. One of the biggest valuable impartations, I don't know if that's a word, of wisdom that ever came to me in my teachings is that we don't deny the conditions of the world. We don't say they aren't real. We don't say they don't exist because that would be really stupid. But we turn away from them. Like we don't try to change them because they're not changeable by us. What we do is we change ourselves. This is such a wise quote because by changing ourselves, because we live in a field of connection, we change everything. So yesterday I was clever and wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. Now, this idea of not focusing our attention on the circumstances, this idea of holding in consciousness, this, I can't wait to see what good comes from this horrible situation. Do you understand? And it doesn't matter the degree of horribleness. It could be you lost your job. It could be, I live in a place where we've had two hurricanes, and even though I'm so grateful that my body and my belongings are fine, the community next door, Lake Fairways, they lost, tornadoes hit 40 houses. 40 people's homes were shattered by tornadoes. So, how can you apply? I can't wait to see the good that will come from this to that situation. But do it, we must, in order for our awareness to focus on the good and to call it forward, because we do call it forward. Now, this is not airy fairy. It's not rose colored glasses. It's not a denial of reality. This is a powerful and scientific way of keeping yourself on the side of positive outcome and the role of caretaking a crazy world. Now, I do want to say, let me interject here, that when you're in the middle of the crisis yourself, when it's your house or your diagnosis or your loss, you won't remember this, and it's okay, nor should you. Nor should you, when it's so personal that you're dealing with the mess and the after effects, right? So this isn't about denying your feelings at all. It's about uh, creating um, a bank account of faith and trust so that you have something to hold you as you move through. However, for most of us, we're not afraid of or stressed out about anything that's really happening to us. The truth is, in our world right now, we are stressed out about what might happen or what could happen or what will happen if that happens, what will happen if that doesn't happen. So we want to just remember that as metaphysicians, as spiritual, awakened spiritual beings, that there's something powerful in how we bring ourselves into life. And it doesn't really matter, it doesn't really matter whether it's something happening to you, something happening to someone you love, somebody happening to someone you know. You can still hold the mantra, I cannot wait to see the good that comes from this. Now, there's a beautiful quote by Mother Teresa. She says, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. Do not underestimate the role of consciousness in creation. Do not underestimate the role of your consciousness in creation. Who you are, what you say to yourself, what you say to others, what you expect, all are incredibly powerful creative energies. So life, the backdrop for this, of course, is that we live in a spiritual universe governed by spiritual laws and principles. Life is not chaos or accidental. Outcomes are not inevitable or unpredictable. Conditions and circumstances are malleable by consciousness. Malleable, meaning conditions and circumstances can be changed by thought, can be changed by emotions, can be changed by actions, can be changed by expectations. And this is the role of faith, of course. This is the role of trust. So do you have faith that no matter what the circumstance, no matter what it is, that something good will come? Something good can come. Something good actually must come. Now, there's you've all heard this before. The world will be to you what you are to the world. Right? Life will be to you what you are to life. It was Ken Keyes, the author from the Higher States of Consciousness, said, hostile people live in a hostile world. Loving people love live in a loving world. This has nothing to do with the world. It has everything to do with you. Are you loving or are you hostile? Are you living in positive expectation? Are you living in doomsday consciousness? It's a question that I want you to ask yourself because it applies not to just big things, but to little things. It applies to your children, it applies to your grandchildren, it applies to hurricanes, it applies to the small and large hurdles that we as human beings face every day. So, so this brings me to a very key idea for tonight. Very key. Last week in Bonita Springs, I did a talk on really forgiveness. It was forgiving the one who matters most. And during the talk, I think we talked about this maybe even a little last Sunday, but I'm going to bring it up again because it's really, really crucial that in our human journey, we all must at some moment do our forgiveness work. And our forgiveness work is always threefold: forgiving ourselves, forgiving other people, and forgiving, for many of us, forgiving God. Because God, it's a very important that whatever your relationship is to God, or that word, I'm going to back up again here for a moment, just here, very clear about who I am in this conversation. I'm a minister, but God to me does not mean a man somewhere answering 8 billion, trying to answer 8 billion prayers, or organizing or arranging the world in a way that is fanciful. That God is an energy, it's a power, it's a presence, it's like the ethers. It's mysterious, almost unknowable. But what I do want you to know from my perspective as a New Thought minister is that God does not cause plagues. God does not cause disease, war, or hurricanes in order to teach us lessons or to favor some people over other people. So God does not, so what God does do is love unconditionally, support unconditionally. God does not belong to a political party. So what is true is that the human ego, the human beings are, how shall I put this? Shall I try to be sensitive or shall I try to be real? Okay, so human beings are crazy. We're selfish. We're violent. We're cruel and greedy. And I'm not saying anything that is not backed up by a plethora of evidence. Just turn on the news, read the newspaper, walk down the street, and you will see evidence of a world gone mad by human beings who have forgotten who they are and what they're doing here. So, what I want you to know that God does not cause all that. God is actually the cleanup crew. God is that no matter what we do, no matter what human beings do, and why I know that I can stand in the mantra, I can't wait to see the good that comes from this, is because I believe this with my whole heart, that whatever we do, God can heal it, God can prosper it, God will send comfort and mercy, God will send compensation, connections, and God will provide a way out of no way. So when something happens that is tragic, from small to big, it just happens. God didn't do it. You're not being punished. Nobody's being punished. Nobody's being favored. It's like, it's what human beings do. We're crazy. We're just crazy people because we think that we're here alone and that somehow there's a you and a me, and in truth there's only us. Your singular job is to remember this, because regardless of the circumstances, and listen, I talked to a young woman this week who has been battling cancer that keeps, like a whack-a-mole, keeps popping up here and popping up there and popping up there, and right when she thinks she's beat it, it pops up here. This woman was so vibrant and so loving and so energetic and so positive. She was an inspiration to everyone around her. And she has survived way beyond anyone's expectation of her survival. She's happy. She's a happy, loving, accepting person. I've met people who have had horrible tragedies, who are loving, peaceful, accepting people, that they brought something to the situation which not only benefited them, but benefited all the people around them. So truly, your singular job as an awakened being, as a metaphysician, meaning a person who believes in something beyond the physical, something beyond what can be tasted, touched, smelled, heard, smell, taste, and seen. That there is something going on in back of all things that is more real than the physical things that we can do all those things to. And we must remember this, because we are co-creators. We are co-creators. There's another a quote for you by a gentleman by the name of Tim Brown. He says, "Active participation in the process of creation is our right and privilege." Active participation in the process of creation is our right and our privilege. We can learn to measure the success of our ideas or our thoughts, not by our bank accounts, but by our impact on the world. And you are a being who can impact the world. You are. I mean, it's who you are. Listen, the egos, the human egos, are impacting the world. Are they not? Are they not? Are they not? Are they not causing chaos and conflict and violence? Are they not packing guns? Are they not? I don't even know. There's so much crazy going on. It's unbelievable to me. So if the negative thoughts and ideas can impact the world, so can the positive and affirmative thoughts impact the world. And we are called to bring that to the world. So are you full of faith as a benevolent creator? Are you full of faith in a benevolent creator and as a benevolent creator? Are you positive and optimistic in the awareness that being so matters to the outcome? Can't, say it to yourself. I can't wait to see the good that comes from this situation. Fill in the blanks for yourself. I cannot wait to see the good that comes from this election. I cannot wait to see the good that comes from this hurricane. I cannot wait to see the good that comes from, fill in the blank. And I know it's hard when it's someone you love. I know it's hard when it's your people or you. And this is a mantra for life that will change your life if you will embrace it. Just embrace it. I cannot wait to see the good. Because what's your option? What's your option? The only other option is to live in negative expectation, is to be a doomsday person, is to be thinking, and listen, I know a lot of spiritual people. A lot of spiritual people are in doomsday thinking about this year, about what will happen if this happens, or what will happen if this happens, or the world's going to hell in a handbasket. No, we cannot afford that kind of thinking. We cannot, because it's not. So God's over there waiting to clean up our mess, right? So God says, whatever you guys are going to do, I'm going to bring you love. Whatever you guys do, I'm going to bring you peace. Whatever you guys do, I'm going to bring you money. Whatever you guys do, I'm going to bring you help, holy help from on high. So God's over there. He's got nothing to do with the mess. She's got nothing to do with the mess, but she has everything to do with the love. We are the keepers of the we are the keepers of the landscape. Let's keep it clean. Let's keep it loving. Let's keep it affirmative. So I implore you to take this on. Like, write it down. I can't wait to see the good that comes from, and fill in the blank. And just hold it and just see what happens. Yes? Yes. All right, that's a message today. It's a big one. It's a big one. Embrace it, please, and see. I love your testimony. I want to see the good. I want to see you prove these principles to yourself. Listen, I'm a person. I don't need convincing anymore, but you might. But practice is the name of this game. Take a breath as we close our final Sunday Night Alive for a few months. Again, let me show you, let me give you this so you can see it. Whoops, let me set, hold on just a second. So Saturday morning, I'm calling it Saturday Morning Metaphysical Musings. It will be at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. The first Saturday will be a week, next Saturday at 9 a.m. I actually leave here on Tuesday. I arrive in Hoedspruit, South Africa on Thursday. So I'm very much looking forward to sharing myself with you while I'm in South Africa. It's definitely a very happy place for me, and also a very spiritually active and deep place for me. So if you are not on my mailing list but want to be on my mailing list, so that you are kept let me get rid of this now, so that you are kept informed. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. You can go to my website, deniseschubert.com. There you will find past and future blogs, photos, a way to connect, a way to donate to my ministry, a way to order beautiful animal pictures like the one you see behind me, which I kind of use as a fundraising technique. And I think that's it. Yep. So deniseschubert.com. So thank you, all of you who have purchased canvases. I'm going to show you. I'll actually show you a couple of them because they are beautiful. Yep. So these are all my award-winning photographs, which I've taken over the years for my now 17th trip to the continent of Africa. And they could be hanging on your wall, reminding you of nature and of beauty and of something different than what we normally engage in. So please, it's a wonderful way to support me and also to get value. So, all right. So that's it for Sunday Night Alive. Let me pray us out. Just as we bless. So when we bless in the beginning, we're actually calling forth the good. When we pray us out at the end, we're actually giving thanks for the good that was both given and received. So as always, I appreciate you and thank you for your support. To Sean, oh, it's so great to see you. So wonderful. Thank you for your support and your love. It means everything to me. It actually is the my fuel. And so I look forward to seeing you in Africa. But in the meantime, let's take another breath together tonight. Another breath. Just take a breath. And just know in this moment, no matter what's going on in our world, in this country and another country, in your families, that there is something good to be revealed. There is some great good to come from whatever is taking place. So I implore you to call it forward. To call it forward, right? To name it. I cannot wait to see the good that comes from this. And we say this because we live in a benevolent, beautiful, loving, world created by an amazing something. We did not create ourselves. We did not create sunsets. We did not create flowers. We did not create the moon. We are here for a blip in time. And I believe that we came to experience it, to love it, to contribute to it, and then to move on into our next yet best to be. But for now, do your part in creating a world that works for everyone by employing positive expectation as your mantra. I cannot wait to see the good. And so for our being together tonight, I'm grateful. For all Sunday Night Lives, I'm grateful. And I just simply give thanks for you, for God, and for the very life that I am living with you. And so for this and so much more in the amazing week ahead of you, we give thanks, we let it be, and so it is. Amen. All right, I hope to put it on your calendar next Saturday, 9 a.m. I'll be sending out an announcement. I'll probably also do a written blog this week. So I'm as close to you in Africa as I've ever been here. So do not hesitate to reach out, call, pray, donate, buy canvases, and see you next Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Peace and blessings to you. Have a great, great evening.